Your Holiness, when I had finished my 5 years as UN High Commissioner and came here to New York, I established a very small initiative with a very fancy name, the Ethical Globalization Initiative. And then we actually realized that that was a bit too pompous. So instead we called it Realizing Rights. And we meant that in two senses. That because of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights that every government has accepted, that everybody has a birthright of human rights. So everybody has a birthright.
Birthright. Oh, yes.
Yeah. So everybody should realize they have human rights. And then the second meaning of the word realize means to implement, to make it happen. So that those with power should make it happen. But what I'd love to ask you, and I think you've touched on it already, is how would you see an ethical globalization, given that we've had this financial huge crisis because of greed and because of hypocrisy, as you said? How do we get to a more ethical, fairer globalization?
So any human activities, even warfare or anything, is carried with honesty, truthful, open, transparent, then I think trust can develop or maintain. With trust, I think work may go smoothly. That I feel, even a religious person, when I give teaching, I simply, truthfully, I never pretend I have some sort of special sort of experience or something like that. So in every field, truthful, honest, that I think very, very important. Even animal, our contact or our relation with animal, dogs or cats, or too small animal, I don't know. I always curiosity, the mosquitoes and some fly, whether they have the ability to show appreciation of others' kindness. So what level of brain have the ability to appreciate? Dogs and cats, yes, naturally. And I think birds also. Of course, it may take a little bit of waste of time, but I have one story that often I tell. I think some of you, already heard. When I was young, I think teenage, teenage, one small parrot. So one a monk sort of tendency, monk official, who also taught me writing Tibetan. So he always feeding is that small parrot whenever he come. So the parrot, when that person's even the sound of walk, footsteps, because the parrot is showing something really sort of nice way. And then actually you see feeding, and somewhere with the eyes very nice and something. Then that official is also his finger goes the parrot's head like that. Then I developed some jealousy. I also used to wonder that kind of attitude from that parrot. So, few occasions, because I give some nuts, but you see, the parrot takes nut, never show the friendly attitude. Then eventually, last I use one still a small stick, a little punishment. That's the end of our relation.
I've heard about the carrot and stick, but never before the parrot and stick.
So therefore, I believe you see the truthful, even those animals. In my case, not very sincere. Just I want to see some more reward. Reward. I think my sort of the monks or official, I think without that, simply you see the taking sort of showing kindness. So that animal, poor animal, also have some ability to know who's very sincere, who not very, in spite of Dalai Lama, not very sincere. So I think our daily conduct in every field, honest, truthful, I think very important.
But if I try to link that with what countries do, what governments do, and you said honesty, truthfulness, no hypocrisy. But when we look at globalization, if you look at the lack of coherence between the fact that rich countries do provide development assistance to poor countries, including this country, but then on the trade side, they keep trade barriers and they have subsidies on cotton, for example, which affects West Africa and other parts and Asia, or sugar by the European Union. So is that the kind of honesty and lack of hypocrisy in relations?
Here, one thing, of course, according to my little experience and observation, today's the reality of our planet, very much heavily interdependent. An economy, environment, and many fields. So I often is telling or expressing to public sort of talk, the concept of we and they, according new reality, no longer there. Entire world should be part of we. In ancient time, yes, isolated, and interest also exists because of quite independent. So at that time, the concept of we and they very much sort of relevant. And with that, even warfare, destruction of other is victory of yourself. But now today, the reality, every nation, every country, interdependent, interconnected. So one's own future, so that entirely depend on the rest of the world. The United States, biggest nation, most powerful economically. You see, your own sort of future depend on the rest of the world. So that's the reality. So therefore, treat other as a part of yourself. So here we need concept of oneness of humanity, world. And that I always talking. And we need sense of global responsibility. So long, in deep insight, I think the concept of we and they, and then some problems. And here I think the gap, the reality, and our perception. We still carry the century-old our perception. Our interest is something independent, something separate. So the reality no longer that. This I feel.
Well, can I ask you, Your Holiness, how you apply this thinking about a oneness, about this incredible interconnectedness, interdependence, to the challenge of climate change, of global warming? And some of us are thinking about a concept of climate justice and equity, because a lot of the greenhouse gas emissions have come from lifestyles in this part of the world, affecting, and we do a lot of work in Africa, particularly African countries.
Yes.
And the whole continent of Africa is responsible for less than 4% of these greenhouse gas emissions, but they are badly affected. How do we evolve a fair, equitable way of addressing that?
That's unjust, brother. Brother. Now here, I don't know. Of course, I don't know. I think instead of asking me, I think you should explain.
You're not supposed to say. You're not supposed to say you don't know.
It is my freedom. And not only freedom, but also, you see, honestly. Yes. Although I have the name of Tamjay Khyamba, what do you call?
In Tibetan, one of the Tibetan titles referred to the Dalai Lama as all-knowing.
Oh, but that is just like a poem. The reality, my knowledge is very limited, like that. So here, firstly, there is a gap, rich and poor. This is also very, very serious, global level and also national level. Like United States, many occasions I'm expressing the richest country, yet some pocket, very poor people still remain there. And then the richer people, richer family, their lifestyle is much sort of luxurious and own, I think, several cars and several houses. Winter time go south, right? Summertime go north, and also is touring in different countries. The poor people, even sometimes no house, very poor. And that is not only morally wrong, but practically also source of problem. The poorest section of people always some kind of feeling of frustration. The frustration transformed anger. Anger then transformed in action of violence. So very bad. So therefore, we have to think seriously how to reduce. Then, I think immediate possibility is the poorer section of the people, get them skills through education, and one most important, give them self-confidence. They also can be like other. One time in South Africa, in Soweto, I visited Soweto Township.
Yeah.
And there, of course, some of you, I think, already know that story. But please don't feel boring because of repetition. But one important now person here, so I want to share with her. At that time, I very, very keen visit one ordinary family. Then finally, arranged by organizer. So then I sat, the member of the family, and we talked. And then their friend, Mr. Join, introduced as a teacher. the mother complaining about education, her children. Then eventually I took the sponsorship for 2 or 3 children of her. Her next few years I sent some money like that. Then the person who introduced as a teacher, I talked, now you South African people, now you got democracy, equality, new constitution. So constitution provides equality, so wonderful. But at the same time, it may take psychological level. It may adjust sometime. Then he expressed to me, he believed native black African brain is inferior. And I shocked. And I argue. My own case was an example. Now, of course, this is not a political statement, but actually, many Chinese consider they're much sort of superior, and those minorities, they sometimes look a little bit. But when Tibetan get opportunity, at least those Tibetan refugee community in outside China, we prove we have same ability in education and various fields. I mentioned to him, argue. Then finally, that person with size,
size of relief.
With size, then mentioned, now I believe we are same. Same potential. And also I notice in India, the people so-called low caste, they also use some kind of tendency of anger, frustration like that. Sometimes you see they express openly the upper class. Resentment. So in deep inside, again, this is some kind of feeling of inferior. So that must change. So that much depend our attitude, the upper class people's, more successful people's attitude towards them. Although helping, but look down, out of pity. That's mistake. You should respect them and serve them. That kind of spirit. So this is one thing. So the poorer section themselves, you see, they should have more self-confidence, like that. Then the richer side, I think your lifestyle, I think worthwhile, little change. And make available more money, less consume. Then actually your own life becomes then more stable, more happier. And morally speaking also feel happy. If while some people, their life miserable, and you enjoy something, if person use real human feeling, it cannot go that way. While other people starving. Even some animal also have this sort of attitude. They want to share. Some bad dogs, some bad cats, not very bad, but some you see do that, isn't it? So we are human beings. Suppose we are much intelligent person, intelligent sort of species of mammals. So, inequality, while you are seeing, you are feeling, then still don't care. That kind of thing is, I think very bad, very unfortunate. So that, I think, long run, and that also, I think, through education. Media people also have, I think, important role, like that.
President Robinson.